Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me here today. If you found yourself here, there may be a message for your hope, healing journey, soul's evolution, transformation, or simply information. Today, I would like to talk about something that's important. And everybody has to deal with this at one time or another. And it's about people who should be celebrated in life when they pass and cross over versus having to watch us from above and watch us fight over items. And when you have blended families and all that chaos, it makes it difficult. So plan these events and be specific. Leave your loved ones, the ones that you care about, the things that you believe they would like. And then state clearly that this is your desire. Sometimes in wills, they're not honored. And sometimes it becomes distorted. So at the end of their life, they wish to part peacefully and know that they can go on and find their healing and be in peace. And they wish so much for you to be in peace as well. What they don't like to see is people fighting over something that shouldn't be. The greed and the grief and the sorrow and the shame that comes with this, and I can tell you firsthand, 3 years later after my dad passed, it's still not solved. And why? Because of greed. The items that were specifically identified clearly, things I've known my whole life, they're nowhere to be found. And it's not the items. It's about the point of it should be in the family. Right? Given to myself, my siblings, because of something of his, and part of my family for a long time. When that's not done and other people want those items that mean absolutely nothing to them, maybe it's a monetary value and sure, they can sell it and they have. And they've taken the money and done things. And now they don't have the money either and the things don't matter. Or maybe they've broken. So, sometimes God has a plan. Even a new car can break down, right? Terrible things that people do with greed. It's the items that you want, from your grandparents, and they've handed them down through your family. So they should go to the family. If you have something of maybe your exes, or maybe, I have friends that have good relationships with their exes, and maybe they found something where they moved, or the kids found something. Give it back if they want it. It goes to their family. Why would you need it if it doesn't mean anything? Or maybe if it was given to you, you can say, hey, I found this. I know it's part of your family and it was given to me. I'm moving. Maybe you want it back or give it to your kids. Maybe they'd be happy to have it back, right? So do the right thing. I think it's important, no matter what it is. And then you decide if you want it or not. When it comes to probate or wills, they should be honored. If somebody has a will from 30 years ago, maybe they've had a couple marriages in between. Look at the bigger picture, okay? What really was their intention? And if you have a blended family, update your wills and be specific, okay? It's important. Fighting over things causes a lot of jealousy, grief, shame, and sorrow. And it's a discredit to the family who simply was trying to take care of their children in the right way. And maybe it was very simple, like my dad's, very straightforward, wanting to do what he could. I was surprised he actually had one, but he wanted to do right by his kids. And now it's a shame. It's a crying shame. And what he would call his classic word, horseshit. Literally, it was. And it is. Then you have 3 years later trying to work through a stranger to settle your dad's estate, right? So you work through the pain and you have a great celebration of life, and then you're still dragged through the mud trying to settle his affairs, which now at this point there's nothing left that we would actually want to give back to anybody. There literally is nothing. But I have pictures and I have memories. And you know what? We can transcend that pain and let everybody else take what they want for their greed. It actually is hurtful, but I have the memories of something that they don't have. And that's what matters. Sure, it would be nice to have some of the items that my grandfather had left to my dad, which should have come to me, but I don't. So don't harbor resentment for greedy people because they took everything and sold it, but that's because they were selfish and they were jealous of you. And they wanted everything that you wanted because it was yours, even your baby picture, right? Now that's a sad, greedy person. So you have to wonder what would possess them to act like that. No human being should do that. You want to come from a love space and say, look, we have a blended family. Here's a bunch of stuff. I clearly know that's yours. Go ahead and take it. Even if you ask them nicely, they still don't do it. So my advice to everybody is be kind. It's a sensitive time. Do the right thing. And, make a difference. Make that family feel like their relationship matters. Their history with their parents matter. Don't be greedy. They all have parents too. And actually a lot of us have lots of parents because maybe they've been married a few times. Do the right thing. I know I did by her mother. I was by her side every second. 6 months she was in the hospital until she passed away. And there was a lot of greed. There was a lot of things going on while I was visiting with her mom at the hospital, taking care of her because I loved her. And why? Because she gave my dad the ultimate priceless thing, love. She gave him love, and that made me smile. And I thanked her for that. He was ornery at times, and when I was younger, it was interesting. But I tell you, he found love at the end of his life, and she gave it to him. And I was so grateful that it's the ultimate thing you can ever have. Somebody who loves you. And it doesn't matter what happened in their past. They were both loved and left this earth feeling loved. That's priceless, right? It's not about the material stuff. Even though on her deathbed I was holding her hand and she asked me if I knew what was on her hand, and I said, yes, that's my grandmother's ring. She goes, yes, you're right. Your dad gave it to me to wear until I gave it back to you. She wanted to take it off her hand in the hospital, and I said, no, you wear it, and when you're ready to give it to me, I don't want you to give it to me this way. Well, my dad bought her, obviously, a wedding ring too, and she said, you take this now. And I didn't. I just felt like people would do the right thing. But no, that, of course, went to the other side too. And it's not about the material things. The grandma's ring hurt me, and I would have given it to my kids. Of course, I have my own things that would have been given into my kids too. But those went missing as well. So sometimes you just never know what greed does to people. They steal things, sell it for the money, but it's short term, and it's very hurtful. But I guess in the end, just let it go because of their greed and selfishness and inability to heal themselves. They take from others and want to cause pain. Maybe it's because they're evil. Maybe they have ill intent, and that makes them happy to see you suffer. But they can't take what's inside. Your love for your loved ones that passed. Your time with them, your pictures, and your memories, and your history. If it's all happy, that's exactly what you need. Love transcends all pain. Back to heart so you can smile and celebrate their life. And that's the best thing they want. And they want that for you too. So forget all the horse shit, and thank you, Dad, for that word. I use it all the time now. Well, maybe some other ones too. I heard them from you, so you can't blame me, right? We all have. But anyway, back to your heart center. Transcend that pain. Release what you can't change. And the courage and discernment to know the difference. The higher form is love. And to me, what a blessing for the two people that have passed to have loved each other so much. And for her to give my dad the gift of love makes my heart cry every day. So I hope this helps today. Namaste.